Today we're going to learn about percent of change, and this is simply finding the difference between two numbers but expressed as a percent. So you can have a percent increase or a percent decrease, and when an increase or decrease is expressed as a percent, the percent is called the percent of change. And there's a formula to find the percent of change, and this is for either increase or decrease. It's the same formula. You have two variables here, O and N. O stands for the original price and N stands for the new price. So our formula is over here. We have the absolute value of the original price minus the new price over the original price equals R, which if you remember, R stands for rate, which is your percent because it's over 100. You'll also notice that this is a proportion because we have two individual ratios that are equal to each other. So let's look at an example. Here we have to find the percent of change for each example. We're given the original price here is 25 and the new price is 28. So first thing we're going to do is write out our formula that we're going to. Okay, so let's look at some examples. For each of these, you need to find the percent of change. So for this problem, we have the original is 25, the new price is 28. Here's our formula that we want to plug in the values. 25, so first we're going to do the absolute value of the original price, 25, minus the new price, which is 28. Now you know that this equals -3, but remember we're finding the absolute value of that. So that will be 3. 3 over 25 equals R over 100. And then to solve for this, we need to cross multiply, which you are all very familiar with now, and solve for R. And R is going to equal 12. So our percent of change is 12%. Okay, let's look at a second example. Our original price is 45 and the new price is 30. So we plug that into our formula. The absolute value of 45, the original, minus the new, 30, gives us 15 over 45 equals R over 100. We cross multiply and divide to solve for R, and we get 33.3%. Now the second part is we need to decide if this is a percent of increase or a percent of decrease. Since both of our answers, 12% and 33.3%, are both positive, how do we know if one is an increase or one is a decrease? Well, the way to figure that out is to look at the new number and the original number. If the new number is greater than the original, then it's a percent of increase. If the new number is less than the original, then it's a percent of decrease. So let's go back to our examples. The first example, we started with 25 as the original, and the new price was 28. So we went from, so our new price is larger than the original, which means we have a percent of increase. So we start at 25, and we're increasing to 28% of increase. Our second example, our original price was 45, and our new price is 30. So original 45, new 30, we're going down. The new price is less than the original, so it's a percent of decrease. Okay, here are some on your own questions. For each one, I would like you to find the percent of change and whether it's a percent of increase or a percent of decrease. And things to remember, definitely our formula that we talked about. O stands for the original price, new, or N stands for the new price. And always remember to find the absolute value. You also need to know percent of increase is when your new price is greater than the original, and percent of decrease is when the new price is less than the original.